This channel is proudly sponsored by the Demon Ninja Kickstarter, a tabletop RPG of horror and redemption in a dark Japan. Please check out the links in the description and in the pinned comment. Here's a promo to the Kickstarter. And the Red Room Publishing. Please check out the link to their store also in the description and in the comment for exclusive tabletop RPG products you will find nowhere else. Hi! Welcome to this part of my review featuring the Hexen Academy role-playing game. If you haven't seen the other parts of my review featuring this tabletop RPG, where you learn magic and try to survive the intrigues of a fragile piece, please check out the playlist in the description below. This time we are going to talk about combat. As you can see on screen, during combat time is measured in multiple rounds, which are themselves measured in multiple turns. A turn is the time it takes an individual combatant to perform 2 acts and 1 action. A round is the time it takes all combatants to perform up to 2 acts and 1 action. A scene is the time it takes to resolve an immediate situation, such as combat of course. The time it takes to spend up to 4 time slots throughout the day is appropriately referred to as a day. Let's talk about initiative and resolving turns. At the start of each round during combat, all combatants on the field will choose to conduct, delay or skip their turn. If you conduct, you'll go first on your team, but you receive 1 act and 1 action, which can use up to 2 tags at once. You can delay. You'll go last on your team, but receive 2 acts and 1 action, which can use up to 4 tags at once. You can skip your turn. You'll lose your turn, but may perform multiple reactions during this round instead of 1. Once the decision has been made, the round will resolve in order, starting from the player characters and allied non-player characters, who decide to conduct their turn, followed by the enemies who choose to conduct their turn. Then the player characters and allied non-player characters who delayed their turn would go, before the round finishes off with the enemies who chose to delay. If multiple combatants on a team chose to conduct or delay their turn, they determine the turn order amongst themselves. I would recommend that you do this based on the context of the situation, in order not to stall things. Whenever it's not your turn, you may perform a reaction to either assist an ally or to resist an enemy's stunt. Reactions resolve before acts or actions, but reactions that assist always resolve before reactions that resist, or to resist an enemy's stunt. Each time you perform an additional reaction during this round, you add an additional minus to your next reaction. So your second reaction would add 1 minus, your third reaction would add 2 minuses, etc. If you perform a reaction to resist a stunt bolstered by an assist, you must add a minus to your resist reactions roll, and you must thwart both stunts at the same time. Once everyone who chose conduct or delay have resolved their turn, the round ends and a new round begins. Combat continues until only one team remains and all other teams are unable or unwilling to battle any longer. Let's talk about combat roles. Combat roles are used to help you and your teammates better coordinate yourselves during combat, certainly. You may choose up to 2 roles at the start of combat, which are mundane or balanced or magical, and striker or leader or defender. These are 2 separate categories. When it comes to the former category, mundane is you typically perform your role using talent traits. In balanced, you typically perform your role using a combination of magical and non-magical traits. When it comes to magical, you typically perform your role using non-talent traits. When it comes to the latter category, as a striker, you typically conduct or delay your turn, with the intention of harming or hindering enemies on the field. When it comes to leader, you typically skip your turn, with the intention of using reactions to assist your allies during combat. And in the case of defender, you typically skip your turn with the intention of using reactions to resist enemy stunts. So someone who generally hinders enemies using a combination of, let's say, drench and freeze on a large area would be a magical striker, while someone who uses command to give their allies pluses would be a mundane leader. Keep in mind, you should never feel as though you are limited in the tags you can use or the way you resolve your turn based on your role. Roles exist to help you and your team avoid becoming overly committed to one role, while neglecting other equally important roles in the process. If you see an opportunity to help in a way that's outside of your role, don't be afraid to improvise. And this concludes this part of the review. In the next part, we are going to talk about damage and elemental damage. When it comes to initiative, it is somewhat realistic within the fictional context that if you act too fast, your options are reduced because you are not taking time to plan things ahead. But if you delay your turn just a bit or even skip your turn, you have more options available. When it comes to combat roles, these are just general attitudes or perhaps even squadron roles. This is not to trap you into a particular stereotype during battle. This is about setting up tasks that you will generally handle in battle. You can also use this during roleplay, of course. You could say something like, "Okay team, strike formation. I will take action as a balanced leader. Okay, I will be a magical defender," and so forth. To leave a like, a comment, and subscribe. And thank you so much to those of you that are going the extra mile to support the channel. If anyone else wishes to further support the channel, the information on how to do that will be in the description below. This has been Abraham El Jaguar, a professional game master. If you want me to run a game for you, please check out the pinned comment below. And remember, roleplay solves everything. Once again, thank you and see you later.